So gray water is basically taking that water that you're used for your shower and your laundry and using in your landscape, but also in your vegetable garden, which a lot of people don't realize that the law allows you to grow vegetables, and that could be the full gamut: tomatoes, eggplants. The only things you cannot grow are root crops like carrots, beets. Um, the health department doesn't want you to have that gray water coming in contact with maybe a part of the plant you're going to eat. Now, what we do find and what we really emphasize is fruit trees. So we encourage a lot of families to grow either bananas. We can grow bananas in California. So, bananas are a great tree to grow for gray water. Almonds, because we all hear about how much almonds need water. Well, if you're growing your own almonds with water for you just taking a shower with, I think that's a great option. Plus, almonds are high protein. They store in a jar for a long time. So if we have to go into some type of sustainability lockdown, like a COVID-19, it's nice to know that you're growing your own food on your own property. Like in my house, I have this really unique peach tree. It's grafted with 5 different peaches on it, a early, a mid, and a late season. So during the summertime, I get peaches all year round, and it's all from laundry water. It's funny because I've actually tied into my neighbor's laundry, and I offered to do their laundry with gray water for free if I can irrigate my peach tree with it, and they were happy with that. So, but you can also do grass. A lot of people say you can't have a lawn with gray water, but we created this really unique pipe that sits subsurfacely underneath the ground, a foot underneath the ground, and it fills up the pipe and creates a virtual water table. So we're feeding the grass from below, and the roots. What are awesome is that we bury the pipe a foot below the ground, and so the roots go down towards the pipe, but they feed from this moisture plume that we create. Because the pipe itself is a saturated zone and creates this moisture plume, and that moisture plume feeds the grass from below, and the grass becomes very resilient to any type of droughts because the roots get deeper, they get thicker. And so we find that the typical grass that we've irrigated becomes much more greener and lush. So it's a nice way to have that nice lawn and not feel so guilty about it. That's what we like to emphasize. So I always get asked about the different types of soaps and detergents, something like that, and will it hurt the plants? We found that over the last 30 years, a lot of the soaps that we use today have been reformulated because consumers have demanded something that was nicer for our bodies and our clothes. And so you don't have that urban legend that, oh, you can't use certain detergents on the landscape with gray water, or you can't use certain soaps and that'll hurt the plants. That's all gone away. We actually encourage people to continue using whatever they're using today. It's just that know that you're saving water for the environment, and the water is going out to the landscape, and the soils are breaking down whatever soaps and conditioners and everything else that we're using within the ecosystem. We've done these houses that were 100 years old in the middle of Los Angeles and we all see these houses that they have the lawns that are dead, patchy grass, it's just but it's a beautiful old landscape in an old house. Once we put a gray water system in, that soil becomes alive. We start to see earthworms. We start to see the grass greening up, really this old grass that's been there for such a long time greening up. And so the gray water actually has all these great benefits, even with the soaps and the detergents that are good for our skin now, or actually help the soil.
Awesome. And Joseph, you were talking about watering the root system of grass from lower beneath the surface. Do you ever do that with fruit trees as well?
Yeah, with fruit trees, we typically set the pipe about 10 feet away from the tree itself where the drip line is. And the pipe creates this moisture plume that actually spreads 4 feet on each side and 2 feet high. So even if being 10 feet away from the tree, the plume will go into where the tree roots are, and the tree will feed off of that gray water. And And then we typically run shrubbery along the tree. So we do a multi-canopy. We'll have the tree. We either have shrubbery, which could be some type of vegetable or a decorative type plant. A lot of plants that we like to emphasize are edible plants. So you're getting both the benefit of a green landscape and something you can eat, a rosemary, a thyme, things like that. So if you're a cook, and I like to cook, so it's always nice to have that.
So Joseph, I know in my vegetable garden, I feed the plants from above. Do you still need to feed your plants? Can you put that into the system, or do you need to feed your vegetables and things like that are?
Oh, you mean with fertilizers and things like that?
Yeah.
So I'm under the belief that with the gray water, you don't need to use as much fertilizer because of the whole aspect of the soaps have phosphates and have a lot of fertilizer within them. If you want to supplement it, you can actually put the liquid type of fertilizer into what's called a filter tank of a gray water system. And so as the water's flowing through, it's picking up the liquid amount of fertilizer and taking it out to the landscape. So, or, there's every once in a while I'll dig a hole out by my plants, and for the next 3 days, that's where all the food scraps go to. And then I bury it, and it's like a in the ground compost. I'm not too good at the whole compost to put it in a pile and flipping the pile. So I just dig a hole and just throw everything in it, and just like, okay, go for it, worms.
That works really well. I've done that. And you get a lot of worms all of a sudden, which is,
Yeah,
they love
exactly.
it.
Yeah, I would encourage the gray water for an edible landscape or even a decorative landscape. So it makes a great way of doing it. Just follow the rules. The rules are in the health codes. We always try to do everything whatever the health code emphasizes, because it's there to protect us and the public. And it basically states that deliver your gray water at least 3 inches below the surface. We deliver it 1 foot below the surface. We also don't do anything that'll allow that water to puddle or to spill out. And all these things are kind of spelled out in our website and our videos. So we have a really extensive YouTube channel, really emphasizing how to do all this yourself. We're not here to be a service company to do these installs, but to really teach people how to do it themselves, or to teach installers how to create businesses throughout the community and nationally to start up this whole green movement of really reusing water. So
how many people, Joseph, would you say are using gray water systems in LA County or the region? Do you have any statistics on that?
yeah, between the different installers out there that we deal with are probably already installed close to 3,000, 4,000 different systems. We ourselves, before we just focused in, we've done installs, and we still do some installs once in a while so that we can create our videos and our content. But as a company, we've already done 200 ourselves. So we constantly get calls, people wanting to do an install. We get calls from all over the country, and actually internationally now. We picked up a call from India and one from, well, Puerto Rico is not I guess it's international, but it's it's a U.S. site. So, but it's cool because we're able to spread the word, and it continues to spread of how to do these systems when water stressed areas of the world. So
Joseph, have you had any commercial farmers using gray water systems or orchard where they're producing a mass quantity of food?
there's not enough gray water for that type of application for orchards, but that sub irrigation system that we're talking about. So that's really our patent pending technology. It's a new type of irrigation system, and it's subsurface. So it creates this virtual water table, and in orchard environments, we deliver well water. It's 5 feet underneath the ground. And because we're delivering 5 feet underneath the ground, we're eliminating all the water loss to evaporation. And so we're really focusing, it's almost like a hydroponic system in the orchard. And we cut the water consumption by 50%. So it really changes the way that water is used in a orchard environment. So we're actually up doing that one install today. So, and to us, it's all about water. And, you know, we've become like this, I don't know, this water guru where we really just focus on water, how we can help water, how can we utilize it more efficiently in the urban environment and in the agricultural environment.